Alright, so I've been using the ROG Ally X for a while now, and I gotta say, it's kinda wild how good this thing is. But also, if you're not tweaking a few settings here and there, you're definitely leaving performance on the table. So in today's video, I'm gonna show you 10 tips and tricks that'll help you get the absolute most out of your ROG Ally X. And don't worry if you have the base model Ally, most tips here apply to that as well. So grab a coffee, a snack, and let's get started. So first of all, if you just got your Ally or it's fairly new, you might not know about an incredibly handy tool called Ninite. I've used this tool I think for at least 5 to 6 years now on every single Windows PC of mine when I do a fresh install. So here's the website. In here they got all the most used and community voted programs, so when I have a freshly installed Windows PC, I just go in there, I tick the programs I need, click on download. This will go ahead and download all my programs without any bloatware and stuff like that. You know, sometimes programs come with boxes ticked by default to install a toolbar or something ridiculous. This bypasses all that, gives you a clean install, saves many hours of browsing. And this is not sponsored, I just really love this website. Next we need to de-bloat the ROG Ally X, since it comes with Windows 11 by default, and if you're not using Bazzite, we'll talk about Bazzite later on, you'll have a bunch of bloat pre-installed on the device. I, for example, had Microsoft PowerPoint, Weather, Cortana, basically a bunch of stuff that I won't ever use on a handheld. You could use third-party tools here to de-bloat Windows. I used a program called Bloaty, but I get that not many people feel comfortable to use third-party apps, so this is up to you to decide if you want to use something like this. Even Bloaty got flagged as a false positive for me, so yeah. Using the de-bloater or just default uninstaller, I recommend you uninstall things on the device that you don't need. As I said, things like Cortana, PowerPoint, stuff like that. And also if you have another browser, then Microsoft Edge. You know, there's no point on having multiple browsers on a device which has limited storage. Why does LinkedIn has to be installed by default? I don't get it. Anyways, after we deleted everything we don't need, next we need to disable some startup apps, so the Ally can boot up much faster and we don't have that many processes going in the background. To do this, going to the settings, apps, then down here you'll see startup. Now here you have all the apps that will start up automatically as Windows boots. And obviously this is not ideal. For example, if you want to play a Steam game, there's no point on Epic Games or GOG running in the background. I have disabled everything except the Windows security notification, AMD GPU driver and ROG Screen Manager. But for example, if you only play, let's say, Steam games, then having Steam boot up by default might be a good idea. Depends on your personal preference. Next we need to talk about the sleep function. Now Windows Sleep isn't the best when it comes to the ROG Ally or any Windows handheld for that matter. You know when sometimes laptops randomly boot up? That's Windows Sleep acting funny. And this could be even worse if you leave the device in a bag. Like this Reddit user who left the ROG Ally in a bag. Notice the bag was extremely hot for some reason, and yeah, the ROG Ally was running even though it was apparently in sleep mode. To avoid this, we need to switch to Hibernate instead of sleep. Now Hibernate, it's not perfect, but it's miles better than sleep. To do this, go to Settings, System, Power and Battery, and down here you'll see Power and Sleep button controls. Here switch out Sleep to Hibernate. This will act more or less like the pause and the quick resume on the Steam Deck. Okay, now let's talk about some settings inside Armoury Crate. And the first one is CPU boost. Now CPU boost is good, but most of the time it's not needed to be enabled and it will impact your battery life. You can find this setting inside Armoury Crate, Performance, EQ Assist, and here's CPU boost. If you play mostly lightweight games like emulators and so on, then you most probably won't need this to be turned on. And if you play huge games, then I suggest you try out the game without CPU boost, see how it runs. If it's a little sluggish, then go ahead and enable this setting. In my case, Ghost of Tsushima on low graphics on 17 watts ran perfectly fine without CPU boost. But I get it, it's kind of a hassle to jump into the settings and toggle it on and off, and I'll show you a quicker way to enable and disable this feature in the next tip, which is customizing the control center. Now the control center is an essential essential part of the ROG Ally, and that's why it's so important to customize it to your needs. If you go inside the settings in Armoury Crate, on the right, you'll see that the control center can be edited. So if you don't know yet what to add in here, this is what I use. I added the CPU boost button from the previous tip so I can enable and disable it much quicker without jumping into the settings. Then I have an end task button in case an application freezes. I just press this and it basically alt F4s out of it. Super easy. And I also added the FPS limiter. I usually kept my games at 60 FPS, but once in a while I'll play something more competitive like Rematch. I'll bump it up to 120. And sometimes real-time monitor can be useful to keep an eye if a game reaches your desired frame rate or it isn't. The keyboard shortcut can be useful. I don't really use it, to be honest. I use more the keyboard shortcut, which is the left back paddle and D-pad up, and that brings up the keyboard. And while we are still in Armoury Crate, a super underrated feature is the calibration menu. Asus did a really good job with this. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't thought this will work as good as it did. But in the calibration menu, you can recalibrate your joysticks, triggers, and also the gyro. And when I switched the basic thumbstick modules to Hall effect ones, I had to calibrate the modules after I installed everything, and it did a really good job. Also, the Ally X has Hall effect triggers by default, which means they use magnets instead of traditional buttons. And if for some reason, like, I don't know, they get decalibrated by, you place the Ally accidentally near a huge magnet. I don't know why anybody would do that, but if something happens to the triggers, you can just come here to the calibration tab and take care of that. And that's it. Now, in case you don't like Armoury Crate and you don't want the dashboard booting up every time you power up the Ally, like I hate it when I go into Windows, then I forget it's gonna boot up, then the next second Armoury Crate on full volume just blasts my eardrums out at night. I freaking hate it. You can actually disable this. Go into Armoury Crate settings, General, and About. Here you can disable the dashboard from booting up automatically. Speaking of disabling Armoury Crate, there are also other third-party dashboards that you can use instead of Armoury Crate. So what you can do is set up Steam Big Picture to boot up automatically. This will give you more a console-like experience, which is okay, but the controls are a little bit funky. The basic controls do work, but the ROG Ally specific buttons don't often work, and you need to use the touchscreen instead to navigate. Like this, also you don't get TDP controls, CPU controls, GPU controls, whatever, but it's still pretty cool you can do this. To set this up, go to Steam Settings, Interface, and here turn on two settings. Start Steam when Windows boots up, and start Steam in Big Picture mode. Now when you boot up Windows, it will take a couple of seconds, but Steam Big Picture will load automatically. Now Steam Big Picture is okay, but what's better is Bazzite. This is basically a Linux-based operating system, pretty much the same what's on the Steam Deck, and this takes the ROG Ally to the next level, and it changed the whole handheld game for me. One of the best features of Bazzite is the pause and resume function. It works so much better than Hibernate on Windows. Once you're in a game, just hit the power button, and once you want to continue playing, press it again, and it jumps you back wherever you were in the game with little to no delay. This is huge. The controls also work perfectly, and that's why I dual booted my Ally with both Bazzite and Windows. I use Bazzite 99% of time, but for example for Xbox Game Pass, I sometimes jump back into Windows. It's the best of both worlds. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.